Hi folks, a very warm welcome to you. My name is Nick, we're on the Commodore Amiga, and this time we're going racing, novice, amateur, professional, well, probably novice. This one is called Grid Start, published by Anco in 1987. It aims to be a bit like Pit Stop. You've got 6 tracks here, which you must do 3 laps of in each race. We'll keep it on novice, practice, let's move that up to compete, so we go in the main championship. Initials, well that doesn't really matter. So we've got Brands Hatch, Silverstone, Belgium, Mexico, Austria and Germany in this 6-race championship. You race against 23 artificial intelligent cars over 3 laps. I don't think there's any qualifying here. There's 6 gears which we will go up through manually, so let's see how this one plays. Fingers crossed. Right, graphically, I hope that isn't what the game looks like there. It's a very narrow looking road. Is it loading? I do not know. Right, okay, I'm the red car. Speed there in the bottom right. By pressing fire you can activate that boost, as you can see by those yellow, nuggets there. Why isn't the car on? Right, we're off. Okay. I sort of like the animation. The sounds, well, is okay as well. Yeah, so as you can see, it's supposed to be like, cool, this controls badly. It's supposed to be like Pit Stop. I do like that skid noise. The engine sounds good, and that looks like a flaw already. The car goes up into flames. Right, there's a game a bit like this on the Spectrum called 4K Racing. Oh man, check out my review of that. Already I like that one a little bit better. Let's persist with this. Now when you look, when you talk about racing games on the Commodore Amiga, you have to look at the best ones. This doesn't look like one of the best ones. This is going to be frustrating. So Microprose Formula 1 Grand Prix, that was polygon graphics, was excellent. Vroom's a really fast one, a cockpit view, and I do like Grand Prix Circuit. This one looks extremely basic, 1987. Others of course are F17 Challenge, which is quite good, lower down view than this one. And Ferrari Formula 1's not so bad. Nigel Mansell's World Championship, which we did on the Amiga 1200, which I can remember. Right, so it's moving quite quick. It's moving quite smoothly, but something's a bit missing here. It's excitement. Now the opponents have already pulled miles away. Let's try and get used to this. So yeah, you can go up and down to decrease the speed. It looks like if you take your hand off the joystick, the speed stays exactly the same, so it doesn't decelerate. Now Anco are best known for their game Kickoff 2, written by Dino Dini. This one is not a patch on that. In fact, it's quite bad. Maybe it's going to grow on me. Look at the yeah, it's quite generic scenery in the background there. The Amiga could do a lot better than this. Grid Start. So, you know, on a lesser computer I would have thought this was okay, but this looks lazy, and that explosion noise is getting on my nerves quite quickly. We'll do a couple of races if it gets any better. Don't seem to be able to activate the boosts. I'm not sure that's going to make a great difference, to be honest with you. So, like Pit Stop, you have to overtake a certain amount of cars. Well, I don't suppose you have to do it in this one. It's just about completing in the championship. The car, I suppose, is a Ferrari, but there's blue bits on it, so perhaps it isn't. It's some kind of generic car. So this is Brands Hatch. Now, at Brands Hatch, for some reason, in this game at least, they put how bales next to the track so you can just crash into it. That would never, ever, ever happen. Anco, what were you thinking? So, a lot of this channel, when we review it, is would I come back to this back in the day? This one, no I wouldn't. It seems a bit like a public domain game. If I got it on a cover disc, I would have said, yeah, this is okay. If I'd paid full price for it, I would have said, what the hell were you thinking? Well, so far there's not enough variety. Look at the scenery either side of the track. It's absolutely empty, apart from the occasional Anco sign that's going past. It's a bit hard to learn the track. It's extremely narrow. That rumble chips all the way around. I don't think there's any pit stops in this. Absolutely poor. So you see the time ticking down in the sort of bottom left. Next is my position, which is 24 out of 24 cars. There's my gears, which I find a little bit tricky. Would like to option for automatic gears, and that's it. Is it? No. Right, here we go. We're still going along for some reason. Yeah, 3 laps we've got to do here, but I'm already losing the will to live as my car blows up again. So I don't know how they decided these 6 tracks, as Brands Hatch is in the UK. Silverstone is also in the UK. Then we've got Belgium, which I presume that might be the Spa track. Mexico, can't recall a race there, but I'm sure there was. Austria, and then Germany. Why would you pick those 6? Why wouldn't you do Monaco? It's one of the very rare Formula 1 games where they haven't even put Monaco in. Perhaps they knew that the tracks would be so sparse, Monaco would look the same as all the others. Now, if the next track looks virtually the same as this, I would say this is an extremely lazy game. I'm being lapped now. The merest touch and you would explode, but it's, you know, 4K racing on the Spectrum is much better than this one. That's 8-bit, but a bit of a homebrew, that one. This is 16-bit, of course. Could have been great, but it isn't. Yeah. You're looking for a chase view racer. F17 Challenge is good. Look at my review of that one. Reviewed that quite a long time ago. I would pick that over this one every time because it's a lot more playable and it's a lot smoother as well. This looks like very early Amiga in, and I think even then they could have done a bit better. I think the car's good graphics. Well, sort of, but yeah. There we go. We finished last. There's our position. Points. We got 1 point for that. 1 point for last. How does that work? So it's not even keeping to the championship points back in the day. I'm not liking this at all. So let's go to Silverstone. Maybe it will grow on me. Anco 1987. If you had this one back in the day, then let me know. Did you like it, or did you think it was a complete dog? Don't know what this scored back in the day. I think it might have split the field, but you know, when you compare it to any decent Formula 1 game, it's well last. Formula 1 Grand Prix, my favourite one, and Vroom, Nigel Mansell World Championship, that was okay. That was quite good actually. Grand Prix Circuit was great because I like Test Drive too. This one hasn't got any charm at all. The rest of the field seemed to drive off quite quickly. Right, can I get past here? Remember, the nearest of touches and you're blown up. There we go. So a car can overtake from behind. They don't do anything to try and avoid you. The AI is completely and utterly rubbish. Can I keep up with these boys? Maybe if you put the effort in and get gradually better, you would get more out of this. Why all those hay bales there? I do not know. Now, if you did like this game back in the day and did get good in it, let me know. Because it probably takes well, a lot of effort to gradually get good. And like most games as a kid, if you were good at it, then you pretended it was a lot better than it really was. But I don't think even a huge amount of pretending, no. We've reviewed quite a lot of Formula 1 games on the Commodore Amiga. I think there's still a few to go. I've got a funny feeling that the ones left to do are complete and utter dogs. But I don't think I'm going to find a worse one than this. Maybe I will. Kaboom! Yeah. If my car blew up like that, I think I'd be dead. I don't think I could keep going. The car's exploded 4 or 5 times. Back in the day in Formula 1, a lot of cars didn't even make it to the end of the race. But reliability has got so good now that the race is absolutely boring and it's very easy to predict. Time of recording, Mercedes are absolutely dominating the championship with Lewis Hamilton and Bottas. Qualifying 1 and 2 in practically every race and finishing 1 and 2 in practically every race. It's not a sport anymore. But having said that, I wouldn't want them going around crashing into hay bales and exploding every 3 seconds. Yeah, this game is well, it's rubbish, isn't it? Really, we'll persist. We've seen all the gameplay already. There's no pit stops. There's no. Well, there might be a podium celebration. If you've seen one, let me know. But this track, Silverstone, apart from the background they've done, it's exactly the same, isn't it? There's nothing different between Brands Hatch and Silverstone to any great degree. The only thing good about this is the sound, really. They've done well there. But yes, 23 AI cars. Well, that's what they say, but I don't think I can check this unless we count them as overtakes at the start. The traction needs to be a bit better, but it's judging. Look at that. It's judging what speed to go. There should be more runoff areas there. I mean, Super Monaco Grand Prix. That's another game to look at if you're looking for Formula 1 games on the Amiga. That wasn't a brilliant conversion, but compared to this, it's well awesome. I do like those skidding noises. Anco. So if you're looking at Anco games, the only one really to look at is Kickoff 2. If you've never heard of Kickoff 2, well, where have you been? It's a Formula 1... No, it's not a Formula 1 game. It's a football game. Both game with F, so that's confused me. I'm easily confused. It's a football game, so check that one out as well. That was huge back in the day. And then later, there's a bit of a rivalry between Kickoff 2 and Sensible Soccer. There we go. I don't think this had any rivals. I think people only played it once if they was unlucky enough, and then never played it ever again. Now, you can put your favourite Formula 1 game down below in the comment section if you want, and put your worst one also. So best and worst, if you've got a spare moment, do that and we'll have a look. What's your favourite and what's your worst? I've probably heard of them, but maybe I haven't. Who's going to put Ferrari Formula 1? Not many. Some people might do. Right, here we go. I think I've mentioned all the best ones, but you might come up with one I don't know. Jeff Crammond, Microprose Formula 1 Grand Prix. There was editors about as well to update the season each time, and back in the day that was awesome. Frame rate isn't so great now, looking back, but if you had an Amiga 1200, that could be corrected. Where did I come? I come last again. And I've got another point for last place, so that's good. I think I'm fairly confident if I did the whole season, I'd probably finish up with 6 points. That isn't that good. Right. We'll just do Belgium, see if this is any different. Belgium, the track in real life Spa, has got a lot of undulation. I'm guessing this one will be as flat as a pancake. It's a Formula 1 game with no undulation, and if you've lots seen many of these driving games I review, I do like undulation. One of the best ones I'd imagine was a Stunt Car Racer. That was pretty cool. You really felt the bumps with that one. It tricked the brain to think you was actually there. This isn't. This is like just gliding along. Come on, car. So I've already got into last place. I would have liked to seen a qualifying lap first of all. I mean, what Formula 1 games don't have any qualifying? That's rubbish. Have a qualifying, get your grid position. I mean, it's neither one thing or another. This. If you're doing a pit stop type game, you have to overtake as many cars a lap. Well, fair enough, do that. But if you're doing a championship, then don't do that. Have a qualifying lap or a practice lap or something. As I say, this is one of my first goes of the game. If you want to get good at it, I suppose you could do on practice mode. On practice mode, you can do up to 99 laps. But who wants to do 99 laps of this? I'm sure there must be some people out there, but with the wealth of Formula 1 games out there, yes. I can imagine a kid asking for a Formula 1 game for his birthday or Christmas, and saying Vroom or Microprose Formula 1, and there being a terrible error, and their parents got them this instead. Oh dear. It's certainly not a game you could put on when your friends come round to try and impress them with. You put this up against Lotus Turbo Esprit, just go to other racing games now, then, you know, it's non-comparable, is it? They're both using the same machinery. Quite often, to get a full review or appreciation of the game, you have to compare it to other games that the computer did, or was capable of. Look at any of the Lotus series, then look at this. This looks like it's been done on an enhanced Commodore 64 or something. It's just not competing, is it? It's not competing at all. Well, yeah, it's quite poor. I tried to use my boost there, you might have noticed. I didn't notice any noticeable difference by pressing fire button. But yeah, if you know how to use that booster, then let me know. But the car's going quick enough already, so I don't know what difference that's going to make. It's a terrible feature. Useless. Maybe you can use it on the straights to get past people. Maybe that's the thing, and I just wasted it at the start. Right, we're on lap 3. I think. Does it say lap 3? Oh, who knows. Position 24. If you think I'm going to get a point, then, well, you might be right here. Let's see if we can get 2 points if another car blows up, which we already know they won't. Man, what's going on here? Driving used to be exciting. This game is probably about as exciting as the Formula 1 season so far in 2019. The predictability's there, but instead of Williams at the back by miles, it's the Anco team. Right, 2 laps to go. That laps is a countdown thing. I've only just realised that now. So 2 laps of this. Just put yourself in the position that you're playing this game, and you're doing 99 laps. Now, I know some people out there look at the games we review each week. Say we, it's me. But anyway, look at the games reviewed each time, and they play them as well. So we try and get a bit of variety. So let me know your experiences of this. How did you find it? I find the car a little bit slippery. Probably because I'm not slowing down enough. The speed of it isn't too bad, really, but it's just rubbish. It's unforgiving if you go off the track. That explosion, maybe a bounce back on the track would have been better. The AI are so far away, I might as well be practicing. They're nowhere to be seen. No pit stops, no tyre choice, no setups. Yeah, it's Dullsville. It does the bare minimum to call itself a Formula 1 game. It isn't licensed, so you won't get any Formula 1 names there, but, you know, Microprose wasn't either, but at least they had an editor where you could put the real drivers' names in, and we all sort of like knew Nigel, Mansell and Prix for Williams when they was at front of the grid. I mean, even when they were dominating back then, it always seemed a little bit more exciting than it does now with Mercedes. It's a bit more clinical now. The fun element has gone a little bit. They've lost it. I do like Formula E. Check that out. That's at a point where anyone can win the race. So it's got the unpredictability, and a sport should be a sport. It shouldn't be a foregone conclusion what the podium's going to be. That's what I think anyway. Right, we just got this lap to go, and then the next one, thank goodness, and then we're out of here, I promise you. This game did not have a sequel, that I know of. Was there a Grid Start 2? Hopefully not. Grid Start. I think there's another terrible Formula 1 game. I've already mentioned Nigel Mansell's World Championship, which we reviewed on the Amiga 1200. There was I think there's another one called Nigel Mansell's Grand Prix, which isn't quite as good. So we'll see if it's better than this one at some stage. I doubt it is. I almost knocked the microphone over then. That would have been a relief. We have to go in the pits with technical problems, but there is no pits. We've already established this. Well, what's the horizon this time? This is the horizon of Belgium. If you're from Belgium, do you recognise it from that? I'm guessing the answer might be a big fat no. I'm not sure how many people watch this from Belgium. The most people watch this from the UK. I've seen the stats. Next place is USA. And then third place is Germany. There we go. That's it so far. It used to be Holland, but that seems to have dropped down a little bit. It seems to be Germany in third place. And then it's a spattering of lots of other countries. If you're from another country, then comment below. Say where you're from, and I'll give you a big hooray, probably, if I remember this commentary. Right, I'm being lapped again. There's another car. There's another car. Exciting stuff. Right, are they McLarens? They're in orange, but in 1987 they were not orange, they were red and white. Right, let's try and keep up with this mob. They've already lapped me, they must be doing 4 laps for some reason. Right, am I getting gradually better? It might be an illusion. The game certainly isn't getting better. I can't believe, glancing at the time, I can't believe I've been playing it this long. Is it because it's addictive? Well, no. It's because I keep hoping for something good to happen, but it doesn't. And Formula 1, I do, well, you know, I begrudgingly like Formula 1, although the races the last few seasons have been rubbish. There is a Twitter account where I think it's called Formula 1 Without Mercedes or something like that, and their championship seems quite good. It's a bit of a tussle between Vettel and Verstappen, so that's an exciting championship. So that's what I'm doing this season, following that and pretending that Formula 1 is exciting again. Red Bull versus Ferrari, they're quite close together. Who knows what's going to happen there. But if you're watching this years in the future, this might seem terribly outdated, and there'll be a new Formula 1 team at the front of the grid. Maybe one that doesn't even exist at the time of recording. Team Big Nose or Porsche or Lamborghini, but my money is on Big Nose. Yeah, why not? Right, this is the last lap. We can't have too many bends to go. So what can we say about this game then? Speed is okay, playability is rubbish, that explosion is annoying, not enough variety, all the tracks are the same, those hay bales are not funny indeed. And it's not a game to come back to, and there's much better Formula 1 games out there. Would have been worked well as a free cover disc, but as an actual game you bought, then no way, Jose. Well, I hope you liked having a look at that one. That was the very underwhelming Grid Start, published by Anco in 1987. And on the Commodore Amiga, if you've got any comments about this game, similar games, or anything retro or Formula 1, then please put that below. You're always more than welcome. Until next time, take great care of yourself and a very fond goodbye.
Goodbye.